Yo, what's good, guys? It's Josh, Peyton, Alex, and we are the No Look Podcast. And today we are going to be going over the Eastern Conference over-unders. How you doing, guys?
And I'm
Doing
chilling.
good.
All right, so Peyton, do you want to start with the Hawks? Because I heard you had a lot of words about them.
Dude, the Hawks. Listen, the Hawks.
So before you get into your definition, the Hawks are projected. So by the way, guys, a lot of teams had like half points in their wins, like 34 and a half. So we just rounded it up to the next number. So with the roundup, the Hawks are projected to win 35. Peyton, what do you have to say about that?
Over by 8 games.
By
Whoa,
8?
8?
43 and 39.
What's your
Listen,
logic behind
Listen,
that?
I'm going to give you my reason. Last year, the Hawks were the worst defense in the NBA. But this year, they have the actual big man, so they don't have to run John Collins at center, because whenever they had John Collins at center, they were terrible. They were by far the worst defense in the league with John Collins at center. But now he can run the 4, guard 4s, because they have guys like Damian Jones, Alex Len, who can play center and be decent defensively. And then I expect her to jump defensively this year in his second year. Trae Young's going to jump. Then they drafted DeAndre Hunter, who's a defensive monster out of Virginia, who won the national championship last year. And then I got some stats for y'all. Okay, first off, they started off 6-23 last year and finished 29 and 53.
So they finished 500.
No, they
Basically.
finished 29 and 53 last year. So it was a little under 500.
It's 26
But
and
here's the-
24, so that's above, right?
He-
Or am I tripping?
No, they were like, I think it was like 6-23 they started off, and they finished like 23 and I think it would be 23 and 30 something, I think.
Okay, so they
But they weren't-
definitely picked it up in the second
They
half of the
picked it
season.
up in the second half. And here's the big numbers from Trae Young. In the first 59 games before the All-Star break, he averaged 17 points, 3 rebounds, 7.5 assists, and 4 turnovers. On 41%, 31% from 3, and 80% from the free throw line. Then the post All-Star break in the last 23 games, he averaged 25, 5, 9 with 3.4 turnovers on 44, 35, 88 in the last 23 games. He jumped 8 points, 2 rebounds, an assist and a half, and all of his shooting splits went up 4, 4, 8 in the last 23 games. So if he can continue that and average like 22, 5, and 9 for a whole season with the same season from Collins averaging 19 and 10, this team can be a playoff team next year. Easy.
All right, Alex, you want to go, bro? I mean, Peyton just
I
gave
don't know
us
about
like the
easy.
entire
I don't know if
basketball
they make the
reference.
playoffs easy. With young
Easy.
teams, it's always hard to tell like which way they're gonna be going, because like you said, their defense was straight ass last year. Trae Young still isn't a good defender because of his size. I have them actually at even. I don't have them over. Yeah,
Even. So you think they win 35?
yeah, I don't see them over.
That's a yikes.
All right,
Listen.
so for me, I took the over. I don't think they'll be much higher than that, though. I'll give them 37. I think they are still young. I think that they have one more year until they actually can find their way into the playoffs. And also, you got to remember, too, the guys that they added are young and or they're smaller pieces. You got to remember, this Hawks team wasn't good last year. So them being at 35 wins is a very good jump for them already. So for them to even get to 37 is a big accomplishment for them moving forward, going into year 2 with the people that they had drafted this year. So I think them being at 37 is very good for them, so I put them over.
So yeah, I just think they're gonna make the playoffs this year because like really, what do you need to make the Eastern Conference playoffs? 41 wins?
40, 41. The Pistons
That's
made it
like-
last year at 41 and 41.
I don't think the Pistons are gonna win 40 games this year.
Okay, well, before we get to the Pistons, let's move to the Celtics. The Celtics are projected to win 48 games. I'll go first here. I took the under. And I said that I'll go around 45 games. We don't know what's going to happen with Jaylen Brown, his whole contract situation. The man even shaved his hair. He might be going berserk. Al Horford was a big loss for Boston. Obviously, you get a slight downgrade in Kemba from Kyrie. But the big thing for me was that the one thing that I thought separated the Celtics and made them one of the better teams last year was their depth. They lost Morris this offseason, Terry Rozier. They lost Aaron Baines. And like I had already mentioned, Al Horford was their glue guy. So I think them losing the depth and the glue guy is going to show an immediate impact for that team. And also, let's just be honest, Enes Kanter is going to get shit on defense.
Yeah,
so
that's the main thing I wrote at the end.
Terrible.
Yeah, at the end of my notes, I literally just have interior defense in all caps with like 8 question marks.
Yeah,
because they don't have any.
Give me 45 for Boston, so I'll go under.
See, I personally think there'll be a 43.
I like that.
I've never seen Kemba on a winning team. I mean, to be fair, he's on the worst organization in the worst owner ever, in Michael Jordan, by far the worst. Absolutely horrible, and like terrible team. And I just don't. I've never seen Kemba in a situation where he needs to like lead a team that has talent around it. I don't know how Kemba's gonna gel with Tatum, because he's one of those guys who are very ball dominant. Always has the ball in his hands for a while, because he was on the Hornets and pretty much they needed him to score 60 points a game to make the playoffs last year. And then Tatum. Does Tatum make a jump this year, or does he just stay the same? Because Tatum was super inefficient last year.
See, that's tough.
So Tatum,
because you replaced the ISO player with an ISO player at point guard. So I think he'll be more efficient if that's what you're asking, because the more you mature, the more you should be more efficient. So I think his efficiency will come up a little bit this year. Just all around field goals and probably a true shooting percentage as well. Because I feel like Kemba's going to take more shots than Kyrie did. Because that boy Kemba he be getting 60s. So.
Yeah, I just don't know how. Also, big question mark, Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, that's what I had said. I don't know what they're going to do with Jaylen Brown. We'll see if they make a trade, whatever they get from that. I really don't know. So,
I mean,
we'll see.
Who's their starting for?
Boston?
Grant Williams?
It's probably going to have to be Time Lord Robert Williams unless they roll out Gordon Hayward, which, coming to think of it, they probably will do.
That's awful. Gordon Hayward at the 4.
I mean, yeah, obviously it's a small ball.
Enes Kanter at the 5. Who are they guarding?
That's a great question.
They're not guarding Ben Simmons and Joel in the interior. They're getting torched by Philadelphia if they play them in the playoffs.
1,000,000%. I can't wait till we get to Philly. I can't wait.
Oh, me too. Oh, Philly.
Alex, what do you got the Celtics at, man?
I don't feel like they'll miss Kyrie too much, but Horford was a big piece of that team. Him being gone is gonna hurt them a lot.
100%.
And then Hayward's definitely going to need a jump from whatever the hell last season was.
Well, I mean, it was kind of his first year back, like, recovering from the leg. So I think this year we'll see not Jazz Hayward, but probably a little bit better than what we saw this year. Next, we have the KD-less Nets. They're projected to win 45 games. Alex, why don't you take this one head?
I don't trust Kyrie's leadership too well with this team. We saw with the Celtics a little bit. Celtics had a little more going on, though, last season. Even if they don't do that well this year, they still have KD coming back next year.
You see, I don't understand where the 45 wins comes from.
I do.
Because last year they won 42 with a ton of team chemistry. Like, probably one of the best team chemistries in the whole league last year. That team chemistry's gone. And they literally just replaced D'Angelo Russell with the shorter right-handed D'Angelo Russell, but a little better.
I'm dead. So what do you have their wins at, baby?
I'm thinking like 42, 43.
Okay.
Really.
As long as I don't go under 40.
I see, because Kyrie it depends on Kyrie's leadership. He could average 27 points. Like, 100%. It's realistic that he averages 27 to 30 points next year. But he also has a ton of knee injuries.
That's also true.
So his health
Go ahead. Go ahead, Peyton.
What?
Go ahead. I cut you off by accident. Yo, guys, this is our first episode.
oh.
We're trying to get our chemistry down, so
Yeah,
bear with
just-
us on this. But go ahead.
Yeah, but Kyrie, it's just his knees are always banged up. He always gets injuries. Like right now, he has a face injury. He's always has some sort of injury, like every year, that sits him out for like a month of games.
I'll take the even. I'll take the even 45. I feel like 45 is perfect for them. Obviously, without KD for a year, they'll need to wait to be a serious contender. But building that chemistry with the rest of the guys for when Durant comes back will help lead them to that championship push that they want to next season. The reason I feel like, yes, Kyrie's leadership is an issue, but there was more going on in Boston than there will be with the Nets. Everybody on the Nets pretty much knows what their role is. That's why they had such good chemistry last year. And when you take a look at Boston last year, Hayward was coming back off his broken leg trying to get himself back. You had Jaylen Brown trying to find his role. Jason Tatum had to get used to not getting those touches that he was getting in the playoffs. All these injuries, there were so many things going on that, yes, it was Kyrie's leadership was part of it, but when you look at it in a totality, all those other things are not going to be with the Nets this year. So I think Kyrie can get them to that 45 spot, take a couple games in the first round, maybe sneak out. We'll talk about that when we get closer to the regular season with our predictions and stuff like that. But, yeah, I think 45 is around perfect for them. And this is one
Also,
we're going to
I
spend
think-
12 seconds on.
I think that their wins go down if they start DeAndre Jordan.
Interesting. I don't think they should start
If-
DeAndre. It makes no sense. You
if
have a
they
young center.
don't
They just played him in the
bring
G
him off the
League.
bench.
Or the Summer League, I'm sorry. They put him in the Summer League. For what?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, it
why?
was stupid. And Jarrett Allen is a key piece to this team. If they have him coming off the bench and they're not starting, it's not starting him over DeAndre Jordan, that's just disrespectful.
Well, the problem is he's homies with Durant and Kyrie. So that's the main
I
reason
don't
they
care
even
if he's
brought him
homies
in.
or not.
No,
He's
but I'm saying that's the
trash.
reason. That's the reason they brought him in the first place. So
He's washed up.
okay, listen. Right now, if you're listening to this and you're a Hornets fan, I'm sorry, but this is going to be
I
less
have
than a
4
minute.
words.
Hornets, 24 wins projected. I like Bridges. I like Monk. That's it. Their best player is Terry Rozier. This team is probably going to win only 15 games. That's all I have to say.
That's funny because I have 4 words. Under, comma, not even 15.
On my
All right, let's move from there, bro. We don't even need that.
I literally had to put a trash can emoji next to
Wait,
the
so
Hornets'
Alex,
name.
that's you thinking they're going to be the 1 seed, right?
And on my notes, it literally said, "What the fuck are they doing?"
In the draft.
Terry
draft.
Rozier is going to be the scoring champ next year. 35 points on a 35% true shooting.
He's giving nobody else shots. He's taking all the bitches. You get the rebound, you throw it back out. Don't shoot.
He's shooting 35 shots a game next year.
That's some Kobe
Listen.
shit. 35 points, 35 shots.
Listen, next year, I would not be surprised if the Hornets lose 70 games.
Okay, next. The Bulls.
Let's get to a young team that actually has a direction.
Yes, the Bulls.
the
are
Chicago
projected-
Bulls.
The Bulls are projected to win 33 games. I took the over in this. I'll go around 37. For a young team that's a lot
Yeah,
of wins
I've had-
coming off a 22-win season to make that jump, but it'd be a great direction for the Bulls to get to and look forward to. Obviously, they drafted Kobe White in the draft, and they're still kind of deep. And the one thing that you really hope for this year is Otto Porter to stay healthy and for Wendell to actually play at least 70 games. Wendell's a pretty good player. He just can't stay on the court.
That's pretty much how it is with all their guys. Laurie
Well,
can't stay on the
Pretty
court.
fair. Yeah, pretty fair.
Levine has been injured throughout his career. He did better in the last year with his health. But that's pretty much what I said. I said 33. And I feel like if they're 100% healthy, 33 is disrespectful.
Ooh.
For them to be that low at 33, if they're
So you
100%
went even or
healthy
over?
with Levine. I went slightly over,
Okay.
but like 37 wins.
Okay, so we have the
But
same
I feel
win
like-
count. Okay.
Yeah, I had 37 wins, but I feel like the over is like easy to pick if they're 100% healthy. Like maybe around like 39, 40 wins if they're 100% healthy.
Mm.
They have Levine who could average like 24 points per game next year.
Yeah.
They have Laurie who's a beast in the post, unstoppable if he's aggressive. They have Otto Porter who can knock down the 3 ball. They have Wendell who can lock down the inside. so Laurie doesn't have to do that job. They have a lot of good versatility and just great players who can score at a high level.
Right.
Their defense is a concern, but their main concern really for me is health. I feel like that's the reason they're such a low over-under at 33 is because of their health.
100%. Alex, you got these dudes winning 40, bro? I can't see that.
Nah, not 40. I do have them over though. They're like you said. The biggest question is just
God.
health.
All right.
I really
Here's-
don't want to go this one out.
Here's
Christ.
here's where we get to the Cavaliers. They're projected to win 25 games. Anyone else want to take this before I? Yeah.
Under
Okay.
20 max.
I took even.
Terrible. They'll trade Kevin
Hold
Love
on.
hopefully before the
Hold on.
deadline.
I took even. I'll take the even here just because Kevin Love is there. I don't know what they're going to
Yeah,
do with
if-
him long term,
if
but as
Kevin
long as
Love
he's
stays-
there, as long as he's there, he'll win them a couple games. So I'll take
Yeah,
even.
if Kevin Love is there. I agree if Kevin Love
I'm
is
very
there.
high. I'm very high on Kevin Love. So as long as he's there, they'll win 25. Yeah, I just want to
Except for when he disappeared in the 2017 finals.
hardy, har.
What Love has also done is if he gets hurt, he stays out.
All right, the
Yeah, I feel
Pistons.
like-
No, go ahead. Jeez, wait till we
feel
get
like
our
with the
chemistry down.
Cavs-
We're gonna be elite, yo.
Yeah, facts. Listen, I feel like the Cavs. I feel like they could, if Kevin Love is there the whole season
Facts.
and not injured, I feel like they might be able to win a little more than 25 games, like 27, 28. Because Sexton's good. He can shoot the three ball.
Yeah, but
Garland is
Sexton
projected
has
to
a
be a pretty good
blindfold on
three-point
when it's
shooter.
time to hit the X button on his controller. So, because that boy does
Listen,
not
Kevin
fucking
Love-
pass the ball. His
Listen,
teammates literally called him out last year for not being able to pass.
Who, Colin Sexton?
Yeah, like he does never
Yeah,
pass.
Not knowing how to play basketball.
Yeah, somebody said
JR
he doesn't
said he
know
don't
how to play basketball.
I think it was Jr. said he does
Somebody
not know how
said
to play
that. I can't remember who
basketball.
it was, but yeah, they said he doesn't know how to play basketball. I think it was a Cavs teammate.
Kevin Love can lead them to 28 games by himself.
Oh, whoa.
Kevin-
I love Kevin
If-
Love.
If
But, whoa.
if it's the Kevin Love we know and love, but he
Okay.
seems to slowly be regressing, and
Well-
I don't see him on the Cavs the whole season, which is why I chose the under, because I
Right.
feel like they're a 27-win team with him, but if Kevin Love gets traded, which I expected by the deadline, because they're in a rebuild and they have no need to have Kevin Love on their roster for $30 million for the next 3 years, so. I feel like if they trade him, they'll probably end up with like 22, 21 wins.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let's
guess-
transition from one godly power forward to another. We go to the Pistons. They're projected at 38 wins. They won 41 last year, like we said earlier. They made the 8th seed. I'll take the over. Like I just said, they snuck in the playoffs last year at the 8th seed. I'm giving them 40 wins, but I think the East is a little better this year. So I think even with that 40 wins, they will miss out on the playoffs. I really like that they brought in Derrick Rose. I don't know about them drafting Doumbia. I don't know much about him besides that he's in draft classes on 2K rebuilds in 2K19. But I hope he works out for them. But I like the D Rose addition. I think he'll come off the bench and they'll let Bobby Shmurda, Reggie Jackson start. But yeah, Derrick Rose thrived in that 6-man role last year. So I like what the Pistons did this offseason. I just can't see them getting back into the playoffs. Yeah, again, they literally went 500 and made the 8th seed. Like,
If they do, it'll be barely.
Blake was playing with what, a
Yeah,
torn
Blake just has to stay
meniscus
healthy for them
in
to
the
be able
playoffs
to,
against
he's
the
not
Bucks when they
invincible.
were already down 2-0, 3-0. They were getting fucked up, and he was being a warrior, bro. I fucking love
Them
Blake
ones
Griffin's
walking
game.
out there.
They got the team. They got the team of prime took by their injuries.
Yeah.
Got D Rose, Blake Griffin.
So what do you
I don't
guys
know.
have their wins at?
I got them even, 38.
I like it. Alex? Yeah,
Over.
that's what I'm talking about. What you got, like 39?
I got him over.
Okay, I respect it. One
Not by
win,
much, though.
Yeah,
you
but
know.
I feel like Blake Griffin
Yeah,
has to stay
not
healthy.
much.
Andre
wants to-
Drummond has to improve offensively.
Who
I
on
feel
that
like
team
Drummond.
wants it the most?
sure.
Like, obviously we know Blake is going to be
Blake.
the first option.
Blake Griffin wants it the most.
Obviously,
And D Rose.
okay, but who's going to be the second option on that team? It's probably going to be
Drummond.
Drummond, even though he's not like that type of player. Yeah, because I mean, Derrick Rose is probably going to be coming off the bench, to be honest.
So
As a second option.
I'm just waiting for Luke Kennard to pop, man. I expect the Luke Kennard to come out like Tyler Hero came out. And obviously, we haven't seen
Still
Tyler
might be the
Hero
second option.
actually play yet. But
Kennard's
seen
gonna get a
him
3-year, $45 million contract from the Hornets.
probably. If you want money, go to the Hornets. That's the way it is. Yeah, facts. You know,
long as he went
Cody
to North
Zeller
Carolina.
has a Jordan deal. Just go to just go to
Yes,
Jordan. You get a Jordan
'cause
deal.
Jesus Christ.
All right.
Sign me up.
Who wants to? Hell no. Who wants to take the Pacers first? All right.
I'll take it. I have the Pacers actually over. Oladipo should be coming back around December,
Dude, I
January.
miss him so much.
I really do like the DJ
miss
Warren
DJ.
pickup for them as well.
Literally cash.
He can play the 3 or the 4. They got him for
Get
pretty
him
much
up for
nothing
cash.
too.
We did that. Yeah.
So, with the Pacers, I put
Still
them at
pissed me off
less,
they got him
but
for
not like a lot less, like 46 wins,
Okay.
because we don't know how long it's going to be until Oladipo comes back.
Right.
And I also think I really like this team with Bogdanovich and T.J. Warren and Miles Turner, Domantas Sabonis. I really like the depth on this team, and I really like the Malcolm Brogdon pickup. And he'll have a bigger role, I think, in Indiana than he did in Milwaukee.
Mhm.
And then I feel like if he can be just as efficient, maybe not 50, 40, 90, but be just as efficient nearly and then put up more points and be like a second option to Oladipo, I really think this team can make like a deep playoff run.
All right. I like this Pacers team a lot. The additions of Lamb and Brogdon really fit their team. Like Peyton said, it adds depth to their team. But I'm going under. I don't know when VO's coming back. I assume it'll be within the first or second month. And I need to see Turner and Sabonis coexist. Sabonis is up to get paid this offseason, so you know that they're going to want to get him out there, see what he's got. I don't think Sabonis will stay on the bench the entire year again, mainly because I don't know how well you're going to work with Bogdanovich and Warren on the floor at the same time. I'd rather bring one of them off the bench and keep the size on the court, because that's the way the Pacers work. They like to work with size and be physical. I mean that's just how they operate. And when Turner and Sabonis have been on the court together, they have not been able to coexist yet. So for them to attempt to do it for a whole season, especially when one of them's on a contract year, and you know these days they hand out big money, and Sabonis will deserve that big money, but it's something to really look for to see if they can coexist. I have them at 44 wins, just for all the reasons I listed. I definitely have them making the playoffs, but I don't see almost 50 wins from this Pacer team.
So, y'all ready to get into the fourth best team in the Eastern Conference?
Oh, what the hell are you talking about? Heat, 43 wins. What do y'all got,
49.
man? Huh?
49 wins.
You have them winning 49 games.
This might be some fandom, but it's
With
some
their
reality to
you
it
are a
too.
Heat fan, but with this current roster though?
Jimmy Butler,
Okay.
Hell no.
Winslow,
I'm aware of the
Dragic,
roster. I'm aware of the roster.
Bam Adebayo.
I'm aware.
Listen, Bam Adebayo, defensive monster. Doesn't have to share minutes with Whiteside's bum ass anymore.
Udonis Haslem.
Got him out of
goat.
here. We got Bam. He's going to lock up. We got Jimmy. He's going to lock up. Winslow's a decent defender. We got a sharpshooter in Tyler Hero that we just drafted, who looked great in Summer League. He can put the ball on the floor. He's not a bad defender. He has a little bit of length to him. I think that we can, especially if we pull off the CP3 trade, which it looks like we're in favor for to be one of the top contenders to get CP3 this season. And I think if we get CP3, we really can make a deep playoff push. We'd have a team if we played our lineup of Chris Paul, Tyler Hero, Jimmy Butler, Winslow, and Bam. That's a pretty solid defensive lineup. Plus, Chris Paul can play make for everybody. We got a closer in Jimmy Butler, sharpshooter, point four, and a pretty good interior finisher in Bam Adebayo. We'd be solid if we get CP3 for sure. For sure, 49 wins with CP3. And I think we can still get around 48 to 50 wins without him.
I'll go last because Peyton's going to crucify me. Alex, you can go ahead, bro. Peyton's going to kill me.
Oh, my God. Dope.
I have them over
That's
as
a
well.
fact.
Point Justice is no joke though. Him at point guard last season was killer.
Think about the
If they do get CP3,
Winslow
I don't
could
know
be
how
in that
well they'll
package,
work out
though.
with him, Jimmy Butler, and
I don't know
If they won't-
what they're giving up
Pat
for
Riley,
Chris Paul
listen to
without
me.
giving up
Pat,
any
I
young
know-
talent.
Pat Riley, I know you don't hear this.
I don't.
If the Rockets say Justice Winslow, hang up the phone instantly. Tyler Hero, hang up the phone. Bam, hang up the phone. That man's making $39,000 bazillion dollars a year at like 80 years old. I swear to God.
Yeah.
Deion Waiters, Goran Dragic, and a first.
Who you gonna trade then?
They might actually take that because what the hell are you getting from Chris Paul? You're just going to
Yeah,
slow
we-
down your rebuild, eat up the cap space.
Andrew Wiggins and a second round pick.
I'm dead. All right, Peyton, get ready to block me on Twitter. Obviously, they're projected at 43 wins. I have them lower. I have them at 40.
Oh, God.
Jesus
I-
Christ.
Look, Jimmy's new there. Tyler Hero's there now, obviously. I like Tyler Hero a lot. He's a good sharpshooter. You could put it on the ground, too. But I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I literally have this in my notes right here. I don't know how to explain it, but shout out to Bam, because Bam's going to be nice as shit this year. But I don't know how to explain why I can't see them over, and I know that's like the cop-out to do instead of explaining it, but I genuinely cannot explain it. Now, if the Chris Paul trade happens, though, I'm with you, Peyton, but I'd go like 46, 47 if they got Chris Paul. But as of right now, with their current constructed roster, I'm going 40 wins. Sorry, Peyton.
I don't know, man. You can't disrespect it, but it's fine.
All right. Yep.
Let's get to the number one seed that will be eliminated
The Mill.
in the second round by the Miami Heat.
Okay, shut up.
Um,
The Bucks.
The Milwaukee
The
Bucks.
Bucks are projected to win 58 games. I went lower, mainly just because they lost Mirotic, who was a great stretch four for them, and they lost Malcolm Brogdon. But hey, don't worry, they got Dragon Bender now. He'll just sit there and warm up a seat. But they let Malcolm Brogdon go. Facts. Bledsoe's got to show me
Come and
something,
get a block.
because last year when we watched them play against the Raptors, George
Trash.
Hill outplayed him. George Hill, his
Trash.
own backup point guard, outplayed him in the playoffs. His own
Bledsoe's
backup.
the type of
I need to
listen.
see something from Bledsoe. I need to
I
see
have them-
Suns Bledsoe damn near. So he's gonna have to show me something. I need to see it. So I give them 54. I went 4 wins under the projected. I'll take them at 54 wins. In my book, they are not the number one. Wait, are they? Yeah, they are the number one seed for me. So, based on these projections.
You want to go, Alex?
Yeah, I'll take it. I like this Bucks team.
Mhm.
The losing Brogdon will hurt
I get
a
that.
bunch, but they wanted Brooke Lopez
Facts.
more. Middleton needs to take.
I didn't
a
even
jump.
bring him up. What the hell?
He needs to be a consistent All-Star. He had games where he was just spotty. And Bledsoe just doesn't fit with
He's on his own team.
George
Like,
Hill, like you said, outplayed
literally his
every
backup, and he
way
outplayed him in like
in the
yeah.
playoffs.
Yeah.
See, so they're projected.
He
At
should not have been
58.
starting.
Right.
I'm going over at 62.
Whoa. Okay. Explain why? Because they lost some key pieces.
I'm assuming
Okay.
Giannis
Better
takes
than
the jump.
last season?
What is there to jump? He just
and
won
becomes
MVP.
He becomes a consistent
3-point shooter.
3-point shooter.
Saw that coming.
He averaged like 32% from 3,
Okay.
which is still not great, but it's not
What
bad.
do you want him to be? Like 35% on like 4 attempts or something?
Something like that. Somewhere like in the range of 32,
Something
38%.
respectable.
Somewhere respectable to where people can't back 5 feet off of him.
Okay. I can respect
Because
that.
it's kind of like the Ben Simmons thing, except for Giannis isn't scared to take them.
Okay.
But Giannis will take them, but he's not respected taking them, so people just let him shoot because what else are you going to do? But if Giannis ever becomes a shooter who can hit 38% of his threes, he might be one of the greatest players ever.
All right, let's slow down on that.
Because Giannis is unstoppable when
Agreed.
it comes to driving in.
Look,
And
we could
I
slobber
have him at
Giannis
62
all day.
wins.
We could slobber Giannis all day, but do
I
you want to
have him-
talk about the greatest team in the East?
Listen, I got one more point. I had them at 62 wins
Okay.
because in the regular season, teams don't clamp up as much. The pace is a lot faster in the regular season, which fits Giannis because Giannis can just drive straight in, dunk on you the whole entire game. And there's like nothing you can do about it with that much pace. But the thing is, in the playoffs, they scare me because they lost Brogdon, they lost Mirotic, so they lost a lot of spacing. Middleton's inconsistent. He has like moments where he'll go off for 35 and then moments where he'll have 13. They kind of remind me of like the Houston Rockets a little bit, where they have players who can get hot, and if they're all clicking, they're unbeatable.
Gerald Green, Eric Gordon, yeah.
But whenever they're off, like they were in the last 4 games against the Raptors, they look like they shouldn't even have been in the playoffs. They were just getting destroyed by the Raptors. The Raptors just made them look garbage.
All right, the best team in the East, guys, right? The New York Knicks. Yay. They're projected to win 27. I'm going last on this.
Disrespectful.
I'm going last on this. I'm happy to go last on this.
27 wins for this New York Knicks team is disrespectful to Julius Randle.
Okay.
Absolute disrespect.
So
this
what do you
man
have on that?
last year averaged 21, 9, and 3 on 52% from the field. And assuming that Dennis Smith Jr. and Knox improve, Barrett comes in and plays decent. They have good vets in Taj Gibson and Bobby Portis. They have Wayne Ellington, who can space the floor for them. I could see them winning 33, 34 games.
Yeah, I have them over as well. That is disrespectful.
Oh, for sure.
Julius Randle, I could see him making an All-Star, being in conversation easily. They have a bunch of question marks just with the young players, like Frankie.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with him.
Man, that man was balling in the FIBA, though.
Mm-hmm. I went and I emphasized this in my notes. Easily over. I think they'll make a playoff push. I give this
Push.
team around 35 wins. I think they'll be in the mix late, and they'll wind up fizzling out within like the last 14, 15 games-ish, and they'll wind up falling out of it. They
Kind of
added
like a Sacramento Kings kind of thing.
yeah, but a little bit less wins. They added a guy who's going to be an All-Star this year. There's no reason in the East that Julius Randle shouldn't be an All-Star, unless Fizz puts in a system where he doesn't get him the damn ball like Igor did with Ayton. Anyway, I like how I still found out a way to bring in the Suns. Anyway, Knox and Robinson, I expect them both to jump this shot. I really love Mitchell Robinson. He's a great shot blocker. Kevin Knox is a high flyer, can pretty much do it all. And like you said, Frank Ntilikina was doing dribble pull-ups off of pick and roll in FIBA. So if he can bring that to the NBA floor, like 15 minutes a night, obviously the Knicks point guard depth is deep, so it's going to be hard for him to get those minutes now because the Knicks tried to get him those minutes for so long, and he wasn't producing because on defense he's got it. But
Oh, yeah.
the Knicks need a point guard that can score. They got Dennis Smith Jr., and he's obviously going to start. And then they have multiple point guards that brings depth to their team. So, yeah, I'm going to go 35 wins, and I think they'll wind up fizzling out within the last 15 games of the season where the playoff hype starts to get built up even more than early in the season. So
Now we have the Orlando Magic.
42 wins.
42 wins.
Even.
I went slightly over.
Give me even. I know it's hard to go 42 and 40 again, but I just can't choose over or under with this team. I just can't. I don't know which way to go.
43.
I don't know which way to go. I think they're about a mid-team. Aaron Gordon, I really expect him to do something this year. Last year he was, kind of quiet. Vucevic was an all-star. This year I want to see, and I think we will see, a 20-point per game season from Aaron Gordon, excuse me. And also, I love me some John Isaac. The man's long; he can defend. They also have another long defender, Wesley Iwundu. They have a lot of long guys. One of the things that the Magic benefit from is their length. And the one question mark we do have is Markelle Fultz. What is he doing? Is he going to start? I mean, what do you do with him at this point? I really don't know. But DJ Augustine services them well. Obviously, he won them a playoff game last year against the Raptors. That shit is still insane to me. DJ Godestein. But
Hit the
yeah.
dagger.
Yeah, exactly. I got him even. Highlights from Aaron Gordon and John Isaac this season. So.
Yeah, I have them barely over by a game or two. I'm excited to see Fultz get back on the court.
Yeah, so I currently have them slightly over. Here's the way I look at it. Last year, they were 42-40. This year, they have pretty much the same roster with 3 most improved player candidates on their team. 3. So say 2 of them are in that race. Wouldn't that warrant improvement and more wins?
You're not going to get 2 guys on the same team in the MIP.
No.
It's not gonna
I'm
happen.
saying they have 3 people who could possibly win it next year.
Yeah, I know,
They
but
have
you're saying
John
if they
Isaac.
have 2 people in the running at the same time, it's not going to happen. Because you have Vucevic,
But
who's
I'm
an
just-
all-star.
Listen,
So he's going to get...
it's possible.
It
John
is, but
Isaac-
it's not going to happen, I'm telling you.
And Markelle Fultz, all he has to do is 3 jump shots, and he's already improved.
Oh, my God.
Listen, so they have 3 guys. They have Markelle Fultz, who literally can just average
Make a
8
couple
points
free
on
throws.
40% shooting. He's already improved.
Okay, fair.
And then they have Jonathan Isaac and Aaron Gordon, who can both improve. I don't think Aaron Gordon has performed to a level where he can get most improved player next year, because he had to come out and be an all-star next year to win most improved, in my opinion, because he's already showed himself as a pretty solid basketball player. John Isaac has showed glimpses of that, and he can come out and improve next year. But I think the one guy people are sleeping on for most improved is Markelle, because he literally hasn't done anything. So I think next year, if he comes out, averages like 12 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds, or something like that, then he'll be most improved player, because he literally didn't do anything and came out and did that. And it'll be a storyline. So most improved player will probably go to him if he could come out and produce
I think just
consistent minutes.
because he hasn't really played much, I don't think that they would actually give him the most improved. I think he'd get comeback player, though. If he did that, I think he would get comeback player of the year, because he hasn't really played many games yet. Has he even met the qualifier for games played the prior
no.
season? Exactly. So I don't think he can
20 minutes in a
actually.
season.
I don't think he actually can win most improved, based on the qualifier.
He started 15 games in 2019.
Yeah, so based on the qualifications, I don't think he can win most improved. I think definitely if he does that shit, he can win comeback player of the year for sure. And that'll be good for him to finally get something, going for him.
For sure.
76ers. Now, this team is one that I like talking about a lot, because there's also a lot of mixed emotions about this team. They're projected to win 55 games. I'm still on the fence with this one, so I'm going to let you guys go first. I don't know what to do.
55. I'll go even. I don't think they're going to be pushing to try to win more than 55 games, because it's the East, and they really have enough talent to where they can coast. I don't really see a need for them to go out there and push for, like, the first seed. Like, there's really no point. Just get a top 4 seed and be good with it. And there's not really much competition for them up in the 50 wins, except for the Bucks. It's really, right? Isn't it really just the Bucks can win 50 games and they can win 50 games, and that's about it?
Yeah, some people have the Pacers winning 50, and I just can't
see
see
yeah,
it.
let's- Unless the Pacers or Miami sneaks in there 50.
Stop throwing Miami in, bruv.
Miami's not getting to 50.
All I'm saying is, last year, the closer for the Sixers team you're so excited about, it's now my Miami Heat. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
And if we get down to the wire, I trust Jimmy to pull us in those games and win those big games and those big moments. Anyways, back to the Sixers. Ben Simmons has got to shoot the ball. Has to.
It's got no point. I don't even
shoot
care if
the
he
damn
makes them.
thing.
Just
Dude,
shoot
the
it.
first
not that
3 he
difficult.
makes, the fucking Twitter world's going to explode.
Oh,
the
yeah,
whole
first
the whole
three
through the
makes,
wire
dude.
group chat we have is gonna go insane.
Oh, for sure.
That's
Through
just
the
gonna be
group chat's
lit.
Go absolutely insane. It's gonna be toxic for 24 hours after that.
Oh man.
It's gone off 300 times since we started recording this podcast.
Yeah, I
can't even,
remember
it'll
when.
break my Twitter app.
Yeah, I remember when Ben Simmons just walked up on the Lakers and pulled a three. Yeah, some balls doing that shit. It almost went in though, but you know he can't shoot.
I
So.
mean, that forearm was nice in them Chris Brickley workouts, man. Forearm
You're
was
right,
nice.
and he was doing dribble pull-ups too. So you know I can respect that.
He was doing fadeaways at the 3-point line.
Yeah, I can respect that. When you give it Chris Brickley, you know what time it is.
Oh,
And
for
and
sure.
Phil Handy. Phil Handy is really good too. You know, footwork on Euros and you
Yeah.
know, being tight with your handles and shit like that. Alex, bro, you got $100, bro. You betting over or under? I
I'm
like it.
betting under. Under by a couple games. They have like
Right.
no shooting on that team. JJ Redick
They're
is
going to
gone
be
now.
one of the most boring
Uh,
teams to watch in terms of
For sure.
scoring wise,
Mhm.
because their games are going to be like 98 to 91 wins, because they're going to lock everybody up, but they're
Nice.
not going to be able to score unless Joel comes out there averaging 35 and Ben Simmons starts pulling threes.
Jeez, what are you in a 2K sim? With the sliders up? Embiid 35. Wow, hell. Jeez.
I mean, he's their number one option. No Jimmy Butler.
You're right. You're right. I took the under
It's
on this
possible.
one. I like
I mean,
the
he's
new
only gonna play
additions.
58 games. So,
True.
like,
That's a shot
Maybe
as
that one
that's
averages 35.
shot as fuck, bro. Holy shit. Let me get the under. I like the new additions, but the lack of depth that they have now, like Alex has stated, they lost JJ Redick, they lost TJ McConnell. You know, I mean, their best shooter that's on their roster now, based on percentage from last year, is Mike Scott.
Good.
Although
start him.
although I think that Josh Richardson will be good for them, I would like to see them pull Al Horford off the bench just to not have two giant, like, mountains. Like, this is not the 80s anymore. You can't, like, play AC Green and, like, Kareem together because they both can't shoot. Like, that's just not going to work now. I go 52 wins. They really suffer with shooting. I mean, not only are they big as fuck, but they suffer with shooting tremendously. Embiid, towards the end of last year, shot worse from three. Al Horford's a good three-point shooter. He's not a great three-point shooter. Tobias Harris is okay. He's more of like a guy who puts the ball on the floor. Josh Richardson's cool. I fuck with Josh Richardson heavy. And then obviously we know Ben Simmons, as of right now, can't shoot. So their shooting is a big problem at the moment. But I would love to see them bring Al Horford off the bench, start on Mike Scott, so that way when Embiid sits down, you always have a dominant defensive player in the paint.
Yeah, if they can keep the rotations where they always have Embiid or Horford in, they're going to be a hard team to score inside on.
But I think they won't do that. I think they
That's
won't do
definitely
that just because
one
they
of the
paid him all that money. They feel like they're
Yeah, that's
obligated to
true.
start him.
Yeah, pretty much. But Al Horford seems like the guy that would always be about his role. And he
Yeah,
was
and
gonna come off
take
be
the
sixth
bench.
man.
Yeah, but I don't think the Sixers would approach him with that just because they paid him
Yeah,
so
I thought
much.
they'd feel like they were disrespecting him.
Yeah, just because they paid him that much, you want that guy to start if you paid him that big of a bag. The Kawhi-less Raptors are projected to win 46 games. I went under just under at 44. I like this team, and I think they'll make the playoffs without a doubt. I mean, if they don't make the playoffs, then I'll be shocked. Pascal's not going nowhere. Like, he's going to be there next season. He's going to do his thing. He just won Most Improved. And if anything, he'll get more touches now that Kawhi is gone. And we saw him play really good in the finals. He had a 30-point game in the finals. But I think the roster is really well structured, especially for the East, just to get enough wins to get in there. I think, and I've been saying this in the group chat, I've said it to you guys multiple times, I think it's time for the Raptors to blow it up. I think you want to blow it up
for sure.
a year early instead of 2 years too late. But they're probably not going to do that. The only thing I could see them doing this deadline is moving Gasol to a championship contender. But other than that, I don't see them touching anything for like another 2 years. So yeah, I'll go 44 wins on this one, and I'll see them lose in the first round of the playoffs.
Oh man, I don't want to be disrespecting the former NBA champions, but
Do what you got to do.
way under,
Whoa.
like 39 wins.
Oh, that's not way under.
This
Yeah,
team-
yeah. I thought he was about to say 34 wins. I'm like, huh?
I didn't want to be too disrespectful, but
No, do you actually want to go lower than that? And you're trying not to be disrespectful.
like 37.
Oh my god.
This team is not that great. This is like the most mid team I've ever seen in my entire life.
How? They lost Kawhi, but I mean they added RHJ,
Listen.
they added Stanley Johnson. Like
You're trying to make a case for them by calling out Stanley Johnson.
no, I'm just saying they added people. That's what I'm
They have-
you know. Like they added
And
people, and
if you
RHJ's
recall, in the
quality just can
playoffs,
shoot. But he's been shooting
the
in off-season
playoffs when they were
workouts.
playing-
So
in the playoffs when they were playing good teams, Kawhi was carrying them on his back. Like
well, yeah, but
carrying
Siakam
them.
had a 30-point finals game. So did he carry him then?
Siakam had a 30-point finals game when he had Kawhi Leonard by his side. When he had somebody the whole entire defense was focusing on. This year, Pascal Siakam is the number one option on this basketball team.
I don't know, bro. They might let Kyle Lowry get them touches, bro. He
Then
came
they
out
will win 32 games.
blazing game 6. He came out
Listen.
blazing game 6. That show's impressive.
It was impressive. That's a heart right there. That man wanted to bring one to Toronto. But, I don't know, like, when you look at their
Still
guard play, Cameron Payne, Patrick McCall, Fred Van Vliet, and Norman Powell.
Normal Powell. He's
Normal
normal.
Powell.
He's
He's
not
normal,
even
bro.
good. He's just normal.
He's just
normal.
normal.
He's just normal
Listen.
Powell. He's the normal guy.
Outside of Kyle Lowry, they have Cameron Payne, Patrick McCall, Fred Van Vliet, and Norman Powell.
Right.
What are they doing guard play-wise? Unless they're running OG at the 2.
Oh God.
Like, and running 3 forwards, like, what are they doing? Like, this team's guard play is absolutely atrocious.
Okay.
Like, it's terrible. Like, they're going to get torched.
100%.
Guard versus guard against every team they play.
100%. They're not a team that's structured to come out and box you up.
And I don't see a number one option on this team.
Lowry.
Kyle Lowry's not a number one option.
But he will be, though.
But he's not.
But he will be for them. I'm not saying he's number one.
And he's
He will
going
be
into
for
his
them.
13th season.
Okay.
Kyle
He's-
Lowry's
he's
what?
still
How
thick,
old
though.
is he? Kyle Lowry's almost 34 years old. And he's thick. I don't know, man. The thickness might win him extra 5 games, but I'm going 37. I just don't see it.
His thickness inspires the locker room.
Yeah, maybe they should have signed Dwight Howard.
Oh my god. Okay, Alex, go, bro. Oh my god. Oh my god.
The Raptors are still a good team, man. I have them even. Pascal just coming off most improved. He does great in the transition. They won more games than they lost when Kawhi was out for load management or something like that. I still got faith in him. Plus, Fred VanVleet is still a good player, even if he's coming off the bench. Kyle Lowry will still give you decent numbers, decent defense. So I don't see him getting much lower than that.
Thank you, bro. That
And
see, that's more like
I don't
it.
see them. I don't see them as a playoff team if OG doesn't improve. Personally,
I don't even think he needs to improve. He just needs to defend like he has been. I think he's fine
but
doing
who's
that.
producing for
Just
them
defend.
on offense like that?
That's really all he did last year.
Kyle Lowry.
I mean, obviously he scored
I mean,
and he's a decent
Kyle
shooter.
Lowry.
But he's really just a lengthy defender for them.
He has 2
so
seasons
with
where he's averaged 20
Siakam
points
growing
per
how he
game.
did, they don't
And
really
that was
need
with
him to do
DeMar
anything
DeRozan.
more than maybe like 2
Kyle
more points
Lowry's
a
never
game,
really
and
been
that's
that
a
number
layup.
one
So,
guy.
and Kawhi
He's either had DeMar or Kawhi.
not
so this
there
is the first
is
year
going
where
to
he's
give
really that
more
number
touches.
one guy.
So
unless
they'll be fine.
Pascal
like I
continues
said,
to
I think they're a low
improve,
playoff
which
team.
I could
They'll be
see it
fine.
happening. I don't really see them
I am currently disconnected. I am reconnecting in the
unless
Discord.
Marc Gasol.
I
If they
don't
trade
know
Marc
what the hell
Gasol, then they're
happened.
definitely not making the playoffs.
Hello. I got disconnected.
Oh, you disconnected? Dang.
Yeah, where did I leave off at? Nobody knows.
I'm gonna mark in my notes Raptors Alex, because that's what we were last on.
Oh, and you're
Anyways,
gonna like
go
pick
there?
up the audio?
Go there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, like I was saying, unless if they trade Marc Gasol, they're done. Playoffs are out of the picture.
Well, yeah, at that point.
Because I think Marc Gasol is the reason they can even make the playoffs. Because, like, at center they have... That's big for them, is at center they have Marc Gasol and Serge Ibaka, who are great interior defenders. So I think that could help them a lot. Defensively, they'll be pretty solid with Kyle Lowry, OG, Spicy P, Serge Ibaka, Marc Gasol. Defensively, they'll be great, but I'm just concerned about the offense and how they're going to produce a good amount of points. And maybe they won't have to because their defense will be so good. I just don't see them as a playoff team this year.
And the last team for the epic finale, the Wizards. 28 wins. I guess I'll take the even. This team is so hard to judge, but you can't discredit them because Bradley Beal's still that dude. I like Troy Brown a lot. I hope Thomas Bryant has a great year. He's also another guy who could win Most Improved Player. And he really just has a chance to shine this season. When you talk about touches, John Wall's not there. Bobby Portis, who they traded Otto Porter for, is not there no more. Trevor Ariza, not there anymore. So a couple more touches are going to open up. Obviously, Isaiah Thomas is there, but he's hurt. So in the beginning of the season, if they get into that routine to get those touches should continue. And, Wizards, thank you for giving us Kelly Oubre for Trevor Ariza. You dumbasses. But thank you.
For real.
So 28 wins, even. Jeez, don't all talk at once.
I went slightly over.
Ooh.
Give me 30 wins on the Wizards. I just think Bradley Beal come in there, get the job done when he can. But he's got a lot of the offensive load on him. And I think that it could wear down on him, and it could get worse as the season goes on. So look for them maybe to have like a hot start. Not like a hot start, but like be like average for like the first like 30 games, and then that slowly to decline through the rest of the regular season as Bill gets more and more tired from having to carry the Wizards.
Yeah, wasn't it? Wasn't it 2 seasons ago the Magic started like 8-1? Like they just got off to like a hot ass start. Yeah.
And they didn't even.
Oh yeah, they got hot as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the Wizards as even.
I like it.
Bradley Beal's that man. He had great shooting percentage as well. IT should be coming back. He still believes that he's going to be a great player. I'm not sure. How true
Not
that's gonna
MVP
be.
level anymore, but I think he
Yeah,
could like average
hey,
15.
y'all see the
No,
thing?
not at all.
Y'all saw the thing where you have to like get an accurate like height.
Yeah. So
Oh,
Man,
Kevin
IT's
Durant
about to be
is gonna
5'4",
listed as
125.
power forward now.
IT's
Kevin
about to
Durant's
be
gonna have to get listed as
5'5".
power forward. You know, he might be able to
Isaiah
dodge it
Thomas.
because what if this is like a trial thing? Because he's not playing this year, so he's not on the
Maybe.
roster. So if he doesn't get measured and then it takes us away next year, he can stay as small forward.
Well, I think they said that they were doing like team representatives
Man,
doing it.
y'all saw him next to Serge Ibaka.
Huh?
So he took a picture with Serge Ibaka. Serge Ibaka's 6'10". He was like 2-3 inches taller than him.
Oh, yeah, Kevin Durant. And then I guess the last thing that we could talk about is the G League experimenting with one foul shot counts for all the points. So basically, if you're confused by that, like I was at first, if you get fouled for 2, you take 1 shot. You make it, you get 2 points for 1 free throw. You miss it, you don't get shit, ho. Same thing for a 3. So you make 1, you get 3. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Dang,
I hate it.
James Harden only gonna shoot 10 free throws a game now.
And get 20-some points off it. But I don't like it. Leave the free throws how they are. I'm glad they're experimenting with this in the G League, and they didn't do this in like the Summer League or something like that. I don't like it. Obviously the points are still the same, but to take away the free throw like attempts at the line, like
Yeah, it takes away the royalty.
It's
of
literally
the, 50, 40, 90.
It's a that too.
That's literally what Curry tweeted
That too,
out.
50, 40, 90. Like, it's literally called the charity stripe, and you're gonna cut down. Excuse me. You're gonna cut down the amount of free throws that you take from there. I don't like
Yeah,
it.
if anything, if you're gonna change anything about the game, add a 4-point line, please.
Please
30
don't.
foot, 30 foot.
Please
no,
don't.
No.
Please don't, because Curry's
do
gonna be
not
averaging
need
fucking
that.
39. Don't do that shit. Lily's
Don't
gonna walk up the
disrespect
court
the
one
top 10
step,
player of all
fucking
time.
kick it in. Well, knee it in, because you can't kick the shit, obviously. He's gonna fucking knee it in like Ronaldo or some shit. And he average like 38. Like, come on, bro. Don't add no damn 4-point line. That's not the big three.
That should be
No,
awesome.
All right. Anything else that we
well.
want to touch on? I mean, I think we covered everything. We covered the over-unders. Just know the Heat are going to win 12 games.
Man, wait till we get to the Suns. I might have them
Not
under
making the
at 5.
playoffs.
Wait, what?
Wait till we get to the Suns. I'm gonna have them under 5 wins.
What do you mean? Your team's not the Hornets?
Oh wait, I thought you said the Heat.
Oh, did I? I meant the Hornets. The Hornets are winning
I think you
12
said the
games.
Heat.
Yeah, you
No,
said
You
Heat.
said Heat. I was like, I thought you were taking a shot at me. I was like,
I got the
wins
Heat on
12
my
games,
mind.
So that's just,
I went along with it too.
Hey,
I
the
thought you were taking
Hornets.
shots.
The Hornets are going to win like 12
The
to 17 games. This is going to be terrible.
12.
Yeah. Why not? 70 games. L, just like you said earlier. Come on.
Man, maybe 8.
All right, well, I think we pretty much covered everything. We covered a couple rule changes. We covered all the over-unders. We will be back in a couple of days. We're still trying to figure out when we want to upload these, if we want to make them sporadic or certain days of the week at certain times. But just know in a couple of days that we will be back with the Western Conference over-unders. We're the No Look Podcast, and we're out.